Hey everybody, I'm Natty White, and this is the Spike Smash podcast. I'm here with EsMod the Yoshi.
What's good, y'all? My name is EsMod. I am a Yoshi main from Memphis, Tennessee. I've been playing Smash for 4 years now. And what's good with it? I'm happy to be here.
This is based off your bio. A rapper, producer, graphic designer, photographer, and videographer. Tell me about that.
Okay, so basically, I do make music. I just do a whole lot of art, like a whole bunch of art. There's not a lot of art that I'm not able to do. And because initially when I was like 4 years old, I wanted to just be an illustrator because I love to draw. And then like as I continued like, throughout school, and they had cool classes like things like innovations and inventions where we did like robotics and stuff. And I started taking film classes and blah, blah, blah. Then I got into music when I was in like 6th grade. And so basically I am just like this multimedia artist, and there's like I just basically do a whole bunch of stuff. Like for example, like what I basically want to do like with my life basically is, say for example somebody is making an album. I can basically do the whole album for them. I can produce their album, making the beats and then mixing their vocals, this, that, and the other. I can shoot their music video. I can give them photo shoots. I can design their album cover and their ads, and I can do like, all that stuff. And what I want is basically, because I can do everything, if somebody reaches out to me for one thing, then I can just do everything else for them. And I just kind of want to make money like that and have all of them just complement each other.
Alright, and we'll finish the match out. And I'll switch. But that's really smart that you, like someone can ask you for one thing and you're like, oh, by the way, I do all this other stuff. And you said you're needing this too. You're needing this and this.
Yeah. Like that actually did happen quite a few times. There was one person back in July of 2018 who asked me to make his album cover, and like the album was done. So he asked me to make an album cover, and then through that I ended up being on 2 songs on the album by doing features. I produced one of his songs, and then I shot his music video. And like it all just worked out just like that because he asked me to do his album cover. How are you not dead?
Oh, now I'm dead. Yeah. Tell me what your favorite game outside of Smash is, and tell me about it. If you can't pick a favorite, pick 1 or 2, or pick a couple.
Favorite game outside of Smash okay. I want to say, I'm gonna just say my favorite Sonic game, because that like Sonic was my favorite series like when I was younger, and so like they just have that was like kind of my upbringing, was I was just like this huge Sonic fan. And so my favorite Sonic game is Sonic Heroes, because that was like one of the first Sonic games that I was like young enough to remember playing. I had a Sega Genesis, so I had all the originals and I played all those, but like the one that really just stood out to me the most was Sonic Heroes. I played it on the original Xbox with my brother, and that was just our favorite stuff ever. And like I love its soundtrack. I listen to its music all the time, and yeah, it's so fun to me. And it just had like, for an early game, it had like this really good like extensive ass story, and basically how they wrote everything and set the game up, like I just loved every part of it. And then they had like all these dope ass multiplayer. Oh wait, am I allowed to curse?
Yeah, you can curse.
Okay. They had all these like super cool multiplayer modes, and like it was just like, it felt like it was just super ahead of its time, and I just enjoyed it a ton.
I'm glad you're using Yoshi right now. So how do you get into using Yoshi?
I ask myself that question all the time, but from what I can really remember, my favorite game series now is Mega Man, right? So when Smash for the 3DS first came out, because it came out before the Wii U version, so I had Smash for the 3DS, and I actually was a Mega Man main for a long time, up until, from like September, October, November, December. At the very end of December, I was on For Glory, and I don't remember why I picked Yoshi like one time, but I was just kind of messing around. I was like, I don't really play Yoshi. I'm going to try him out. I ended up doing really well with him in that one game, and I was like, oh my gosh, I've been playing the wrong characters this whole time. So I just kept on practicing Yoshi for a little bit just to see what he was like. And when I went to my first tournament, I had like 5 mains. Like I played Yoshi, Mega Man, Toon Link, Shulk, and I can't remember who the last person was. But then as time kind of went along, I was narrowing it down and removing characters as I was playing, and Yoshi was kind of like the all-star. He just kept on being like the best person, because all I did was just try him out on Elite Smash that one time, and then he just kind of joined my roster of like all the different characters that I played regularly. And ironically, in this game, I play Yoshi and Young Link, but from those 5 characters that I played, the 2 that made it out like the furthest were Yoshi and Toon Link, and then eventually I just started solo maining Yoshi.
No.
It almost happened. That was a bad idea.
Alright, it's Bowser time.
Is it? It feels like it. Oh gosh. Oh gosh. Again.
Woo!
Am I dead? Nope. I'm not dead.
No, you read my roll! Damn it.
Yes!
You read my roll backwards. Who's your favorite top player to watch? If not, who multiple people that you like to watch? If you can't pick a favorite.
Okay, so I don't watch Smash. Basically, I don't really watch Smash in this game. Like, basically the thing I tell everybody is like I just play it. I don't watch majors or, you know, any of that stuff. I don't really know frame data. I go basically like completely blind and just go off of 100% game experience, so that I don't really want to be influenced by anything I see. Reason, I don't have one. But the person that I remember like usually stuck out to me the most that I really enjoyed watching was in Melee. I just loved watching Plup's Sheik. Like that. Okay, Plup and Axe, I loved watching both of them because they just play really fast, and I'm a Sheik main in Project M, so like watching Plup Sheik in Melee was like super tight.
First person I met that like plays but doesn't watch, I think.
Yeah, I need to get into it. I probably could learn a lot more, but I just haven't gotten around to it yet.
Alright, I'll say the next question because it's a larger question.
Okay.
It'll take some time to answer. I mean, no, we can ask it right now, actually. Yeah, we can ask it. I was thinking, we have 2 sucks. So, this will be a mouthful, and I'm sure to make it sound really, really bad.
Okay.
But from Wounds of Wisdom, Excused Absence, I got a line for you I want you to bring to light.
Okay, cool.
I'm like Santa combined with all of his elves. Search worth ethic on Google one day, you'll see my name, that's legacy wealth.
Okay. So you want to know like what that means?
Yeah, what does it mean to you? Why did you write the line? Tell me about it.
So basically what I'm kind of known as in like my community or whatever, not Smash but like outside of Smash, is I'm like just known as like a real big hustler, and I'm always just finding new ways to like maximize my time. I'm always working hard. I don't really waste time or energy or any second of the day. So I'm always hopping on new opportunities, looking for new opportunities. You know, like I'm always on top of that kind of stuff. And so when I say I'm like Santa combined with all of his elves, like, okay, Santa just kind of like gets the orders and then delivers them, but the elves, like every single elf in the North Pole theoretically makes all of the toys, right, throughout the year. But if you combine all of them into one, that's just like one super hard working powerhouse that just runs the entire country's worth, the entire world's worth of presents. You know what I mean? Like, that's a lot of work to do. Like, that's a whole lot of work to do. And then when I say search work ethic on Google one day, you'll see my name, that's legacy wealth. Like, I'm already known like in my community as should I stop?
No, that was just disgusting.
Okay. I'm known in my community right now as like a real big hustler. That's like kind of the thing that people know me and really highly respect me as. So I'm hoping that one day, like if I go big off, well, not if, but when I go big off like my music and my other forms of art, like my film and my graphic design and things of that sort, people will recognize, like, you know, on a more global scale, how hard I work. Not that I'm working so that people will recognize it, but I'm working for myself. So then when people just, you know, see like the amount of effort that I put in and the like amount of time that I just do not waste, then one day, you know, if you like look up like some of the hardest working people, you know, like some of the hardest working black men or whatever, something like that, you will see like my name come up. And I just want to be known for the amount of tireless hours and time that I put into investing my time into like myself and everything that I do, because I take my craft very seriously on all ends. Like I practice Smash as much as I can while making as much music as I can, while making as much money as I can. You know what I mean? Like I just try to maximize my time as much as possible, which affects some of my relationships because I don't like, you know, be on my phone too much because it's like a distraction. But like it's all part of the plan. Oh, I'm on my last stock. Oh, shit.
So I said comeback time.
I did not realize. I would have been playing like way safer. Oh.
What the hell? Oh, air dodge. No.
There's a lot going on just now. Oh my gosh, tough guy. So scary. Oh my god. I'm ready.
All right, so I'll explain it, but yeah, just for your sake. So it is a Gannon 7v1 challenge.
Let's get it.
Back on.
All wins, all level 9s. Let's fucking get it. It's about to happen. Oh, down there is my best friend. And so is the ledge. Never mind, the ledge is not my best friend. Oh my goodness. Jesus. Alright, we're just gonna run over here. Hit the down air on him. Hit the up airs on him. Oh gosh. So, alright, I just lost my first stock. Everybody has 2 stocks. Everybody just has 2 stocks now. I really should run away and have them beat each other up. That sounds like the move. Okay, I'm getting up smash and side smash and forward air, and it's not pretty. How many attempts do I get? I just got Gannon sided. They forward aired me.
You get 1 attempt, my good sir.
That's whack. I need more time. Oh, I should have chose a longer stage. Oh, I should have chose Kalos. That would have been pretty decent. Okay, cool. He just warlock punched like 3 guys. They're up tilting and stuff, and it's, honestly, I'm intimidated. I have no jump. I have no jump. I just got gimped so hard. I got gimped from mid stage. That was horrible. I don't think I killed anybody either. Yeah, that's it.
What is your first memory of Smash at all?
Ever?
Yeah, ever.
So I was very young in Tennessee. Back when I lived in Georgia, we were visiting where I live now in Memphis. Because I have an aunt that lives up here that lives like right up the street from me. So we would always go to her house every summer back when I lived in Georgia. And my cousins, I have 3 cousins that live with my aunt. And they had a copy of Melee. And then my cousins from Boston came down. And like literally this is such of like an insignificant but like literally is the last memory I have of Smash, right? I mean the first memory. And so like my cousin was there and she was like I think the only girl in the room, and then one of my bigger cousins that I make music with now, he was like, who should I play? And she said play Peach. So I just remember him on Temple. It was like 4 players. He was just playing White Peach, and I remember everybody was like at the bottom fighting, and he was just at the top just floating around until everybody died. And I was like, that is so smart. That is the first memory I have, and that I don't know why of all things. I'm sure there's a lot more Melee that happened the same day, the same week, the same summer, but like for whatever reason, that's just my one standout memory. Is I'm gonna float as White Peach at the top of Temple until everybody dies, and then when people realized what was happening, I just started dying laughing because that's the one. I was the only person that noticed it.
You weren't about to bring it up.
Yeah, I was just watching like, so are they gonna say anything? I think I was like maybe 5 or 6, maybe younger. Honestly, I have no idea. It was like I didn't do anything but spike people. And now in this game, it's a little harder. Just because I have to get you with like the bot.
No.
Yes. Yes.
As soon as you're talking about it. Next question is, what's your proudest win / biggest pop off you've ever had?
Proudest win. I honestly, I had some proud wins in Smash 4. Okay, my proudest win like ever was I went to my first Project M regional and I beat one of like the Tennessee I 2-1 one of our like Tennessee ranked PM players. He was like on our top 10 for his state, and his name was Mewy, and he played Ice Climbers, and like I was basically on the verge of losing the set, and I just barely brought it. Like I think he beat me in the first game, right? He beat me really bad in the first game, if I can remember this correctly, and then the second game he switched to Olimar for whatever reason. He was like, I think up 2 stocks to 1 on me, and I was at a really high percent, and I ended up just like barely winning that one, and then I just took the third game, and then I was really happy because I had like a Tennessee win for the state, because I took PM like the most seriously than I've taken any Smash game ever. So that was my most proud win, because then after that I went forward to play a Marth player named Spike, who I did really good against, and like I would have made, I think, top 8 if I would have beaten him and had like 2 wins under my belt, but he beat me. But he's really cool. And then my biggest pop off, I really think, I feel bad, but I have to give it to like the Renegade set that happened this like at the bell tolls, because I don't think I've ever, like, I've popped off before very hard, especially like at the bigger events. Like What the Fox 2, I think I was like barely about to like lose and drown in pools, and then I ended up beating this guy like super close, and I popped off at What the Fox. I remember that, but I can't remember who it was against. And yeah, I've had quite a few pop offs, but I don't think I've ever popped off as hard as I did against Renegade, because he was stressing me out.
Well, you know he rooms with the Yoshi, so like.
Yeah, I know, that was the worst part, and I was like, I don't really have a lot of DDD experience, except we have one player up here named 2KV. And he's been playing forever, and he's like really good. But I beat his DDD at our Arcadian 2 times, but like I've only played him twice. And then I was like, okay, let's play Renegade. And I did like really well the first game, and then he like barely took the second game. And that third game was just so, like, we were just so neck and neck the whole time. And the thing is, I won't pop off. Like, say I play somebody like MK Leo. I'm not gonna pop off if I beat MK Leo if it was easy. And I'm like not saying, like, you know what I mean. So if I didn't stress out during the set, if it was not hard, then I'm not gonna pop off. But I only pop off when I'm really stressed out. So like I can be playing somebody like Makibaz, and I won't pop off against Makibaz if I beat him if it's not hard. But if I play somebody that's not even ranked in Memphis, and they just like stress me out the whole time and I just barely win, I'm gonna pop off because I was stressed. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I don't, like, you know, people who like kind of wash over good players and then pop off really hard because they like it's a good win. I'm like, I'm not worried about the win. Like, it's nice, but it wasn't difficult.
Yeah, so like you don't care about what rank they are, but if it emotionally drains you or is very hard of a match, it doesn't matter if you're fighting a kid, you're gonna pop off reflexively.
Yeah, exactly. Because I kind of go into every set as if they're like a top player. You know what I mean? Like, it could be somebody that is way lower ranked than me or whatever, and I will not underestimate them at all whatsoever, because I'm like, this person could beat me right now. Like, there's no telling. And that's really funny because like there's a lot of people who kind of like sat down next to me and they're like, oh man, I'm gonna lose. I'm like, bro, you're gonna win. Like, you know, just tell yourself you're gonna win, and you're gonna win. That's it. Because numbers and ranks and who I've beaten versus who you've beaten and you know, has said, doesn't mean you cannot beat me. You know what I mean? So I don't underestimate people, and I don't want people to overestimate me and underestimate themselves when they're playing. Because like, look, like there's some people I know that will wipe the floor in certain matchups because like you could like know their character better, you can know their playstyle, like you can counteract somebody's playstyle. That playstyle can beat everybody else, but just because you understand it, you're not going to lose to it. So for example, there's a wolf main that I teamed with. His name is Puppet. He sat down next to me at like one tournament that we played at, and he was like, ah man, why I gotta play you so early, bro? I'm just gonna get bodied. And I was like, bro, you're gonna win. This very possible. Your playstyle could counteract mine, and that's exactly what happened. Was he beat me 2-1 because his playstyle was like almost a direct counter to mine, and he outplayed me really hard, and he won the set. And I'm like, see, just because I've beaten a bigger name doesn't mean that you can't beat me.
Yeah, if like that were the case, that you only could beat someone who had played a bigger name, oh, I'm dead. Not be countering like that. Then like no one would beat MKLeo, no one would beat Tweak. Like
Yeah,
that's what's happened.
exactly. So I'm like, look, it's very possible. I just want people to believe in themselves more and not get upset. Or,
Oh
like,
my
you know,
god.
that is sad. But yeah,
I get what you mean, though.
yeah.
Next question is, and wait till the match loads up. Where'd the tag EsMod come from?
Oh, Smashville, let's get it. Okay, so my tag is EsMod, EsMod, as you can see in the title of the video. And basically what the name came from was, alright, this is gonna be funny, but everybody kind of makes fun of me for this, and I think it's hilarious because I made my first tag when I was like 13, and my tag was Yoshi Mustar, right? And it's like Yoshi and then capital M-A and then like capital S-T-A-R, so like emphasizing the star part, right? Gosh. Okay, and so that was my tag for, I want to say, that was my tag for, I think, 5 or 6 months, if I remember correctly. It was my YouTube channel name for a long time, but like really early into Smash, I kind of switched it. It was Yoshi and then M-A-S-T-A-R, like not S-T-E-R, but S-T-A-R. And it's because, so I was like, that was back when customs were legal. And Yoshi had this one thing called Star Bomb, so he would like down B, and the stars that would come out were like huge, and they would just kind of push everybody away. And I was like, oh my gosh, that is so good. So I always used that Yoshi custom for myself. And damn.
I did not mean to be holding down.
And so that was the Yoshi custom I used. So I was always like, you know, utilizing the stars as much as possible. And then I was like, you know how I said earlier, Yoshi was like the star of my crew or whatever. Because like, not crew, but you know, like my character lineup. And so I was like, I'm a good Yoshi player, so I'm just the Yoshi master. And then I used the star color, and he's the star of my crew. And so I was like, Yoshi, my star, Yoshi, must star. So like, yeah, that was the first.
Big pun.
Yeah, like a super like elaborate, unnecessary, cheesy ass pun. And so that was my first tag, and then like halfway through, I was like, this is too much to say, and I wanted to just kind of have like a shorter tag. And plus, like, I started playing more characters. Not that this necessarily mattered, but like I started playing more characters, and everybody's like, bro, you can't switch your Yoshi Mustar, you have to play Yoshi. And I was like, no. And here I am still playing Yoshi, but I just wanted to have like, you know, switch it up. So then like I went to like, oh shit.
Oh, that sucks.
Damn. So I went to this tournament called Memphis Boss Battles, and I switched the tag to EsMod. EsMod means, I don't know how I came up with it, I'm not gonna lie, but I just kind of thought of it. S means is in Spanish, and then mod is like M-O-D, is like the first 2 letters and then the last letter of my name, which is Muhammad, right? So M-O, which is Mo, and then Hamed, and then D, right? But mod also means a modification, which is a change. So what the name fully means is like is Muhammad, like because I am me, you know what I mean? And then is change because I'm always changing. And so the full name really means Muhammad is changing. That's what EsMod means. Now I'm like, you know, selling like my hoodies and stuff with the name on it. And it's more about just like a word that just means accepting like yourself and like accepting the change in your life, because people like change is kind of hard. You know what I mean? Nobody really wants things to change, especially when they're good. So basically what the word is all about now, like it's more of a word now instead of a name. I'm kind of like changing it and shifting it. And yeah, so what it means is basically just like, it's just something to represent a change, like, you know, accepting all the change that's in your life and, you know, kind of going about it with an open mind. And it helped, like the word and the name EsMod really helped me get through a lot of things, just you know, based off what it was. And so I kind of wanted to share that with everybody, and that's why I started selling those.
What is your favorite tournament you've ever gone to?
Oh, that is a great question. This is a hard question, but I think I just know the answer and I don't want to accept it. But the best tournament that I ever went to was called Smash Time 2. And that was the same tournament I was talking about where I beat Mui and I met that player named Spike and all that stuff. Like, that was the first time that I really traveled for Project M. And in Memphis, like, nobody really likes playing Project M because we all play each other all the time. And, you know, they kind of like, it got old to a lot of people. And they're like, bro, I'm tired of playing the same people, the same characters. Like, there was no variety, right? But I'm just playing because I love the game. And so finally, like, I went to that regional, and it was like my first time playing Project M out of state. You know, not out of state, but out of my region and stuff. And it was actually the first Middle Tennessee tournament I ever went to. So like some of the people knew who I was, but they just net down. They just never met me. And so when I went and I was just, you know, talking to all the PM players and all that stuff, they just showed me like a ton of just respect and love. And like they were just really like nice to me, you know what I mean? And it was just a whole different like community experience in terms of like the game PM and all the players that I never really was able to you know, experience anywhere else. And they're like, yes, dude, like, please come back. Like, we, you know, you got to come to our tournaments. They started messaging me and stuff. And it was, like, really tight because that was, like, kind of my first time just being able to really, really just fully enjoy the game, like, my favorite game with people who love it and then people who just respected me as well at the same time. And because I play Sheik and nobody here likes playing against Sheik, you know what I mean? Except for, like, Big Eyler who can just tolerate it. But everybody gets annoyed by playing Sheik. So that was like my first time going. And I could play my Sheik in friendlies. Nobody complained about it. You know what I mean? And like it was just really nice. And then another thing that really makes it stand out to me was my Wii actually got broken there, right? So I brought my setup, you know, for the sake of the tournament running smoothly. And then my Wii, like somebody tumbled it over. And like they knocked it over on accident or whatever, and it fell off and it broke. And I was like, so what now? Like my Wii is broken and I cannot practice. And so I actually ended up texting the TO of the tournament, and he ended up buying me a new Wii and SD card. Like he was just really, really nice about it. He was just like, yeah, I'm sorry that happened, and we figured out the dude that did it, and we're gonna like replace it for you. And then they sent me an SD card so I could get all of my data from my old Wii onto the new Wii. You know, like they're just super cool about it. So that always was gonna stand out to me. Just a whole bunch of like the players were just so nice. That's the point. So Smash Time 2, it was in Franklin, Tennessee.
I got one more question for you. This is pulled from... Huh?
You have my attention.
In 2016, you said the top 3 anime openings are number 3, SAO Season 1, number 2, One Piece We Are, and number 1, Trigun. Do you still stick to that while this stage is on? Don't answer that question
Oh,
yet.
shit. My fault.
Oh, I don't have... No, I don't... I joked about this, but I didn't know I didn't have pause on. Just, okay.
Play it out.
Now, you know what? We'll play it out. Let's go.
Hell yeah.
So,
Alright.
do you still stick to that list?
Okay, so I actually stopped watching anime, but, definitely not feeling the SAO opening anymore. Because like it was my favorite at the time because that was like I think the first anime that I ever watched all the way through. But honestly, I don't think that I'm going to say that is no longer the case, but I think I would definitely switch that up by saying Trigun would be number 1. That is my favorite anime of all time, by the way. Trigun's number 1. We Are would be number 2, and then SAO would be number 3, but I haven't really watched any anime or remember any openings since then for me to change the list. I can just definitely change the order though. Woo!
Alright, we'll play this out.
Right.
Yeah, it's kind of funny we got this. I have not thought about pausing. Ooh, we got custom
That
combos.
is I think I know what happened. I have my I had my stages on, but I haven't touched my random stage select ever since like Terry came out. So I think it's me. I just have this stage on accident because I never like went back and turned it off.
Took it off. That'd be so
Yeah.
mean. You go up into a major and you just like change all their setups to have this stage on. Because they
That would
all
be
have pause disabled. Or they should at least.
Boom.
You're trying to think of some custom combos here, aren't you?
Yes. Okay, that could. I didn't think it was.
I need to stop down there somewhere.
Oh. No, it's working against me because I overextend way too much. Like vertically. So that's how Puppet beat me. Was I knocked him off stage, and I overextended, tried to get a up air, and he just threw out a down air and just spiked me, and I just died at like 60. And I was like, dang, puppet, shit. Boom.
I thought that might kill for some weird reason.
I wouldn't be surprised. Oh my goodness, you are just running over me right now. Alright, you ready for this? Boom. What is that grab range?
You should have seen Smash 4.
I know the grab range was bad. I'll just take that all the way up there.
No.
Alright now.
You could have killed me. Oh, you're dead.
Ah! That's funny.
Alright, it was a pleasure hanging with you, man.
Thank you, sir.
But I appreciate you, EsMod, coming on to the Spike Podcast. Hope you enjoyed your stay.
I did.
And if you got anything you want to plug, Twitter, merch, anything you have, go ahead and plug it right now.
Okay, look. I'm an official dude, alright? I'm an important man. I'm not going to plug my SoundCloud. I'm going to plug my Spotify. Because if you look up my name, I'm on every streaming platform. Please stream my music because I work hard on it and it earns me money when you stream and just play my music. So that'll be tight. Follow me on Twitch because I stream Smash all the time. If you follow my YouTube channel, all of this is just under the name EsMod. That's it. Well, my Twitch is one EsMod, like the number one and then EsMod. My Twitter is also number one and then EsMod. If y'all want to follow me on Instagram, it's MOH_EsMod. If you haven't noticed, it's a pretty repetitive trend that everything has EsMod in it. So Instagram is MOH_EsMod. If you look up my name on any streaming service for music, it's EsMod. And then if you follow me on Twitch, it's one EsMod. And then my Twitter is one EsMod. And I don't think I'm forgetting anything. So thank you. Thank you for having me. I appreciated it.
No problem, man. Appreciate that.
Absolutely.
And see you guys for the next guest on the Spike Podcast.
Peace, y'all.